What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing a Redbubble marketing tutorial where I show you guys what I would do to promote my Redbubble store. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right in without any kind of talk or anything like that. So as you guys know, I like to use Instagram to promote my Redbubble store. I'm learning how to use other platforms. So currently I'm doing the research and learning about about Pinterest with Redbubble. I'm learning about other platforms as well. And the good thing about learning about a whole bunch of different platforms is that you realize that what's good for you. Me personally, right now, with everything that I'm doing, Instagram kind of works the best. Then that's just me right now. There are some people who are going to do a tremendous job with YouTube. They could use their YouTube to promote Redbubble. For some people, they would do a great job with Pinterest. For other people, they would be doing a tremendous job using their blog. For other people, they might have a great job using their maybe a paid advertising system, and maybe it's not Redbubble, maybe it's a different print-on-demand store. Whatever it is, the point is that to get to that next level when it comes down to making sales on Redbubble consistently, you're going to want to use some sort of outside promotional method. I actually mentioned this in the newsletter for those who are signed up to the newsletter by signing up to the free course on our website. I mentioned this in the newsletter, but to get to a certain level of sales, you're gonna have to use outside promo methods. And a lot of people who do use outside promotional methods are making those higher level of sales. It gets harder and harder as you go up to get those sales just purely organically. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do very, very well organically and make a ton of sales, right? When people search things on Google, they could find your products. When people search things on Redbubble, they could find your products, and you can make sales that way. That works. And what I actually always recommend is, if you haven't made any sales, this isn't the video that you should be watching. You know, if you haven't made a single sale yet, you should probably be watching videos on tagging guides. You should probably be taking courses on design, on how to be a better designer. You should probably be learning about different skills and strategies to tag. And in fact, I have a course on my website, Autopilot Passive Income, on showing you guys how to tag properly and how to utilize Google and utilize Redbubble for getting free, not free traffic, but, earned traffic is what I say. You definitely don't have to pay for it, but you have to work hard for it. And I kind of show how that is all in the course. If anybody wants this course, by the way, I'll leave the link in the description box down below. As you guys know, it's still at that discounted price of $39.99. It used to be $35.99, and we're slowly increasing the price as we go because we're slowly adding content as we go. And the more content requests we get on the course, the more content we add, and the more the value of the course increases. The maximum price will eventually go up to $79.99. I've said this before, but the more content we add, the more the value of the course will be in terms of monetary. It will cost more. So if you're trying to get into a course, if you feel like tagging is a problem in your business and maybe you're just not getting enough traffic, this is ideally where people should start, whether it be on my course or just learning how to tag yourself and trying it 100 different times, posting different designs and doing different tagging. That should be something you should focus on before looking to promote on Instagram or any outside platform. So I want to make that clear. Before you do any kind of outside marketing or outside promo, you should really look into the quality of your design and the tagging. What I always say is, if you have the best quality designs and nobody sees them because you aren't tagging properly or you aren't titling your products properly, well, then you're never going to make a dime. But if you tag properly and your designs are hideous and they're terrible, you're still not going to make a dime because nobody's interested in ugly products. So you need to have a good balance of both. And like I say, you don't have to be amazing at one or the other. You just have to be average or above average at these concepts. Now, for those who have made sales and want to get that little boost, that little increase, that little steroid shot is what I call it, you have to use outside promo methods. Like I said, ads, Pinterest, etc. I'm going to be giving a tutorial right here, right now, showing you guys what I do for the Instagram. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my profile, and what everybody should do is you should upload a series of different photos. So you could see here, At first, I uploaded certain photos, and you could see here I got, and I could go back in time and talk about the sales, but within the first 18 hours, I got a sale using this method. Then a few days later, I did not get a sale. It took about 4 or 5 days to get my next few sales. After I got my next few sales, what I did is I switched up my targeting, and I'll show you what I mean when I say targeting. And then what I did, I started changing up my strategy, and ever since I changed up my strategy consistently, I've been doing better. So this is a demo account, okay? This is the account that I show publicly on YouTube. Ever since I started getting my designs ripped off, the Instagram account was literally being copied pixel for pixel. I started saying, okay, let me go ahead and protect my actual work and let me create a separate Instagram account. So this account is for a demo, all right? We have this store as well, also for a demo. So first thing you want to do is you want to pick a design that you want to promote. This is my design, so I'll just kind of show you what I'm talking about here, all right? So this is one of my designs. If I want to promote this design, you guys can see here, I created 3 images of the same product, essentially a row of the same product, just in different views. We got 10 likes on this, 11, 15, etc. We have other products here, so you can see here, etc. Now, I have to think logically, and by the way, I added these photos here for a reason the other day for a test, and it ended up working really well. But you have to think logically, okay, what's the niche of the people who would like something like this? We could say the Christian niche, the faith niche, the religious niche, all these different sectors, people would be interested in what I have to offer, right? Well, who would actually buy? Because you have to ask yourself critically who would buy. Well, what I like to do, especially I used to do this with my older brands, is that I look for competitors selling something similar. So I'll go on Google, for example. Let's just go ahead and open an incognito tab, and let's type in Christian clothing. And I know I butchered the spelling there, but Christian clothing. Here's a company called, let's say, Elevated Faith. Let's click on them. They're paying for ads. So let's go ahead and view their different, work here. And let's take a look at their Instagram account. Let's go ahead and click on their Instagram account. And by the way, this is a huge company, Elevated Faith. It's very well known in the Christian community for clothing. So just that's a little FYI, okay? Elevated Faith. Now, what I'll do is I see that they have a lot of followers. Let's take a look at their engagement rate. Their engagement rate is decently well. You have 8,000 likes here or 9,000 likes, 3,000, 4,000 roughly, 3,000, 3,000, almost 4,000. So pretty good overall. I think we can all agree on that. So what I'll do is I'll cut this address and I'll paste it into my Instagram here, okay? That's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assert a value. I'm going to say that because people like this type of content, which is essentially they're selling their Christian style clothing, they might also like mine. So what I'll do is I'll go to a photo like this that's relatively similar to my concept. Okay, it says Jesus, mine is like a cross. And what I'll do is I'll open up their like list. This is one example. I could also directly go to their followers. I could do this too. I could go to their followers, right? Let's go ahead and open up their followers. This might take just a minute because there's a lot of accounts here, but you could see here, this is what I'll do. Now what I'll do is I'm going to end up following these people here, but I'm not going to be doing this manually. There's a few reasons why. Number one, it takes time, okay? I'm not going to be sitting here and doing it. Now, you could do this manually if you don't have the budget for it, and when I say the budget, this is what I'm talking about. I have a tool here called the Instagram Follow Automator. This is the tool, I believe, is it this one? Or is it this one? Let's see. No, this is the optimal one. Okay, here it is. Okay, so start performing follows, start performing unfollows, documents, etc. I have this tool already installed because I've used it before. For those who consistently watch my YouTube channel, you probably already know how to install it, how to use it. You've probably seen me use it. But this website, Bots and Apps, I'm an affiliate of them, where they have all these different tools that I could use to promote my business. So this is one of the tools that I'm using here. Their Instagram Follow Automator. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be following these people here. Okay, now once again, you could do this manually, like you could do this yourself, but the thing is, you're going to have to be aware of two things. Number one, the amount of time it's going to take, and number two, the time in between each follow. See, you do not want to do this. Do you guys see what I just did? I'm basically spamming the platform by doing that. I'm not leaving any time in between each follow. On average, you're going to want to have about at least 40 seconds to about a minute in between each follow. So every time you click the follow button, you want to have a minute to 40 seconds in between each. Now, it doesn't really matter because I only performed about, like, let's say then 10 follows here. But when we're doing numbers like 150 follows a day, you're going to want to keep that intact, that kind of rule, where you don't want to do more than a single follow in a 40-second period, okay? So what I do is, instead of me doing it, I'll let the tool, or the automator do it for me so I can save time. So what I'll do is I'll click on this photo. I'll open up all the people who liked this specific photo. I have a full list here. And I'll open up the tool, okay? Now, the tool is already on, and I'll go into my settings, and I'll select, let's say I want to do 50 for now, 50 total follows. Or maybe I want to do 70 total follows. I could do 70, right? I could do 70. And then I have a minimum and a maximum delay. Now, normally, what I'll type here is, let's say I'll type 50 seconds to, let's say, 100 seconds, right? That's a good average, anywhere from 50 to 100 seconds, right? And I'll just leave it there. And what I'll do is I'll click start. And when I click start, I just click on this once. Now, in my case, for the video, to show you guys how this works, I'm not going to be clicking 50 to 100 seconds because we'd be sitting here for days to show you how it works. I'm just going to type for now anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds, okay? Just to show you guys how this works. Let me go ahead and remove this and hit start performing files. I'm going to click on this just once. Now, what you guys notice here, as this does its thing, I want to be clear. What you guys saw was first me doing some research on somebody else who sells similar products. So, for example, if I'm an artist and I draw pictures, right? And I see and I want to sell more using this method, what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to go on Google or Redbubble or wherever, and I'm going to want to do some research on who else is selling pictures the same way I am. Who else is making sales, who else is having followers, who else is getting attention the same exact way I want to get attention, who else is doing this out there. And then what I want to see is I want to see their audience, their pool size, the amount of fans that they have. Then what I do with the fans that they have is I interact with them, okay? Now, the company here, they have multiple tools to use, okay? They have the Instagram follow automator, they have the Instagram comment automator, Instagram like, the favorite Redbubble automator. Me personally, if you're like asking which tool is going to give you the best results over time, if you only had to pick one, I would say this tool here. It happens to be the most expensive, but it is probably the best tool. Now, I've said before that if you're on a budget, right, and you want to get the cheapest tool that can give you the potential results, the best potential results, is this one, the comment one. Now, the reason why I say that the comment one is not necessarily the best is because through my personal experience in terms of getting follows back and getting, engagement back in sales, what I tend to see is that the follow-on-follow method works better than commenting. However, the commenting is still very powerful. I would put it in a close second. Right, but that video where I mentioned the best, the cheapest possible way to market your account, I would say this one, the best, cheapest way. But if we're not focused on the money and we're not focused on the cost, then this tool is probably the best for you. Now, I want to be sure, and I want to kind of explain what the like tool does for me personally. What I've seen is that the like tool is going to increase your reach over a longer period of time. I'll explain what I mean by that, and it's actually very subtle. What the like tool does is that you can go to a hashtag and like certain people's posts or anybody's post using a certain hashtag. Now, what that does is when you're liking people's posts on a hashtag, you're going to start appearing in their news, in their feed. So-and-so liked my photo, so-and-so liked my photo. So people will click on who liked, and they'll look at your profile, and they might not necessarily follow right away. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they'll like back. But what they're doing now, or what you're doing now, is you're essentially in their sphere of influence. If they go on their Explore page, whenever you post a photo, they're going to see it. And what Instagram does is they actually take your photo and they start sending it to their friends as well, the people that they most likely interact with, who are most likely, similar to that person's account that you engaged with. And so what you're doing is you're increasing your reach over time through the Explore page on Instagram. Does that make sense? So the more you use it, the more results you get out of it. The thing that I like about the follow tool is it's very like you're essentially, you could see the results relatively quickly is what I'm trying to say. So after following these people, you could see here already followed this many people. After it's following these people, by tomorrow, I'm going to see results. I'm going to get likes. I'm going to get follows. I might even get comments. I actually put up a screenshot on the community tab. You guys can go to the community tab where I make like written posts on the channel. You guys could see day 1 and day 2 of how much follows and likes we did just by doing 75 follows a day. So this is kind of like an idea. Now, what I'm doing here, like I said, and the thing that you guys have to pay attention to is for sales, specifically to get more sales on Redbubble, okay? You have to find competitors who are selling the like products, right? So what I did was I went to Christian t-shirts, and I found who else is selling Christian t-shirts, and what I did is I'm engaging with that kind of fan base, because my assumption is that this fan base likes this company because the focus of the brand is that they're selling Christian t-shirts. Well, I sell Christian t-shirts too, so let me go ahead and engage with them. Now, what I did here, and I'm just going to close this out because I think we did enough for now, and I'm going to turn the bot off, so let's go over here and head over to the tool. Tool is right here. I'm going to turn it off because I'm done for now because I don't want to, let it work or anything while I'm talking. But you could see here on my profile, I like to test things, right? So you could see here, I posted these photos that don't relate to sales whatsoever. What I call these posts here, I call them engagement posts. If you're familiar with Gary Vee, he calls these the jabs, right? What essentially they're ways to expand your audience, not necessarily by selling content on Instagram, but by creating content that is engagement worthy, right? Like if you're a Christian, you're interested in buying Christian related t-shirts, you're gonna look at a post like this and you're gonna like it, right? Because of the message that it has. And so what this does is this helps me get more followers in my sphere of influence, and it gets me more engagement. And then in the future, what I could do is I could post more sales related posts like this. I could sell more. After I post these posts, I could post more sales related posts like these ones here, guys. And what that will do for me is in the future, the people that engage with these kind of content or this kind of posts will see these posts later down the road, and you never know, they might be interested. And if you remember, the people who we originally targeted, right, the elevated faith group, right, that kind of group of people, the reason why we targeted them is because they sell products that our audience might be interested in. So that's kind of the whole thing that we do here with the Instagram, and that's kind of the reason behind the tools. Now, am I saying that you need the tools for sure? No, you could sit there and manually do it, but you have to be realistic with yourself, right? If you're not the consistent type of person that's going to do this every day, 150 times a day, then you're probably not going to get any results out of it because you have to keep doing it each and every day to see results, all right? And then not each and every day are you going to get a sale. You have to keep in mind that at the end of the day, those people on the other side of the computer screen, they're human beings. They're not like robots. So when they look at a product, that's why I tell you guys, your designs have to be decent quality. They don't have to be over the top. They don't have to be amazing. They have to be decent quality to start. The next thing they have to be is they have to have a general interest in it, right? So targeting the right audience and also creating a decent enough design that the audience is actually going to like. And you got to remember that the average conversion rate on the internet is about 2%, maybe even less than that, right? Sometimes I think it's even less. I actually usually say it's about 1%, but the average conversion rate, they say on the internet, is about 2%. I think it's less. But you have to keep that in mind when you're engaging with people. The more people you engage with, the more essentially data you get learning about who you can target and what you can do to get sales. Does that make sense? So hopefully this all comes together, and this is exactly what I do as tutorials to kind of show everybody kind of like what I'm doing. Now, something I want to say is I like to see different accounts and target different accounts and see the results. And that's something I recommend doing as well for you guys, is that if you're doing this method, take a look at different accounts. You don't have to stick to just one target account, and realize that sometimes smaller accounts are better than larger. Sometimes larger are better than smaller. There's no, concrete answer to this. It's just you have to figure it out and test yourself, because the biggest variable here is going to be the content that you post. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, guys. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.